Owen Crow. Who's got kings?
De Oliveira's in big trouble here.
Wow, he flops quads! Ace in your face.
Sixes for Chris McClung.
400.
Canadian raises to 400.
I like how he popped that chip in there. That was cool.
7-8 suited for Vanessa Selbst. Calling from the hijack. 9-8 of hearts.
More suited connectors for Thor.
Heath Herring calls from the cutoff. King 4 of hearts for Carlos Sanchez.
Sanchez is in position and getting some nasty pot odds.
4 players will see the flop. 10, 9, 6. What a flop! A straight flush draw for Vanessa Selbst and a set of sixes for Chris McClung.
This flop is so much action, it should star Jason Statham. McClung's very likely to think he has the best hand with a set of sixes.
McClung has continued for 1150.
Vanessa has little to protect against. A raise could chase away some of her action.
She calls.
Herring also flopped pretty huge, like his arms.
He calls. Sanchez will get out of the way, so 3 players go to the turn. And there is the straight flush for Vanessa Selbst.
Vanessa's inner monologue. Please someone bet. Please someone bet.
McClung checks it.
He does not oblige. It's actually a pretty scary board for bottom set.
Vanessa checks as well. And Herring checks behind. 10 of clubs on the river. McClung improves to a full house.
Rivering a full house, usually a good thing. This time, not so much. This is gonna get ugly.
He bets 4,000. Vanessa only has 13,000 behind.
How much will the raise be?
I'm all in.
She moves all in. Herring folds. Decision on McClung.
It is bottom full house. Maybe he gets away.
I call.
No, he calls.
Call.
Sick, man.
Yeah. Figured you have a house. Yeah.
McClung looks McStung.
Chip leader Jerry Wong has kings! Run better, Jerry Wong. From under the gun +1. He will min raise, makes it 120,000 to play. It's been folded around to the small blind. Dimitar Danchev has ace-queen suited.
Some folks would see re-raise here, but Lieutenant Danchev may opt to just call. Yeah, you don't want to 3-bet call it off with ace-queen in the spot. You don't want to 3-bet fold it either.
Is that a stack of green in the back?
Yeah. Andrei Shatilov with pocket 7s will call as well. 3-way to this flop.
Plenty good odds for Shatilov to take a flop.
And Dimitar Danchev flops the nuts!
Jerry Wong's shirt is about to get puke in it.
Danchev checks. Shatilov checks. Wong, an overpair to the board, plus a flush draw.
Yeah, so he's not even going to really know to be afraid of this flop.
Bets 175,000. And look at Danchev shaking!
OMG. Well, the good news is, Jerry, that Danchev can't hit a royal. I think Danchev could very well raise here. He can rep a lot of semi-bluffs on a board like this.
He does raise to 430,000. Shatilov gets out of the way.
All in.
Jerry Wong shoves.
Call.
Danchev calls.
Gotta respect the lack of slow roll, but when you get called like that, your stomach just drops out.
Wong drawing extremely thin, just 3% equity. Danchev set for a big double up here.
Like Mike and the Mechanics, Jerry Wong is gonna need a miracle.
Want to chop the pot?
No.
Everyone loves a chop pot. Well, that'll do it. Yes! He was already ahead.
Low the Maya with Queen, Jack of Diamonds in the big blind will call as well.
Once again calling out of position. This time he's dominated.
It's also pretty short, playing 65 behind, but he flops Broadway.
Derp, he flops the nuts with a redraw to the super nuts. Also sometimes referred to as Ultimo.
Check, check. Hole on the button.
Other than Meyer, I don't know why anyone would want this pot getting much bigger.
Hole checks behind, and a 9 comes on the turn. This could be disastrous for Reynolds.
Hold on to your butts.
Meyer checks a second time.
Lothar has just derped his way into a pretty big cooler. Oh, this is terrible. This is like watching the opening scene of Cliffhanger. You just know something bad's going to happen.
Reynolds makes a delayed continuation bet of 27,500.
Galen has a pretty good hand with a pretty good draw, but he's probs noticing that for William to be betting into 2 people on this board, it's got to be a pretty strong hand.
Galen lets it go.
Disciplined fold.
Low the mire. Moves all in.
Call.
William calls.
Wow. Wow, what a terrible turn. We need a pretty river.
He needs the board to pair.
Need a pretty river.
Think of Will's chips as that girl dangling from Stallone's grip.
He dropped her.
Such a silly turn. Nice up. Thank you. Good end.
Low the mire in the John Lithgow roll. Doubles up.
Marcel Lusk on the button. Has Queen Jack offsuit.
Marcel the Shell with shoes on is super short here. Not sure how much I like calling.
He does call. Fabian Ortiz, King 3 of diamonds, calls out of the big blind. 3-way to the flop. And it's all diamonds. Ortiz flops the nuts. Freitash has flopped top pair. Marcel has second pair and the second nut flush draw.
This is the worst thing that happened to a Marcel since that invisible box.
I raise.
Freitash has continued. Marcel is raising.
I raise 40 more.
67,000 total.
Weird he didn't move all in, but whatever. This guy has a style all his own. Even though we know he's more doomed than a Game of Thrones character.
67.
67,000.
A few more seconds to make it look good.
I'm all in.
Ortiz shoves. Freitash folds. Marcel sticks the rest in. And he's going to need runner.
Oh, you got the nuts?
Float flush.
Serious runners like straight flush or quads or full house.
Good luck, guys.
Marcel knows he's likely to be drawing dead after the turn. Sure enough.
Should be a diamond. Should be a diamond. Good luck, guys.
Good game, Marcel.
Good luck.
Ace-9
Raise.
makes it 4,200. Owen Crow. Who's got kings?
Usually a spot for a 3-bet, especially against under the gun.
Crow just calls.
So De Oliveira's in big trouble here.
Wow, he flops quads.
Snuh?
Check and a check.
He insta-checks. Crow checks behind.
De Oliveira kind of needed to bet that flop. It may just end up being too suspect to check flop, then bet turn and river.
6,100.
The good news for him is that he's up against the second nuts on a board where it's very difficult to have the first nuts.
Crow calls. De Oliveira has less than a pot-sized bet behind. A deuce on the river.
Let's see how much the tuition is to attend Val U.
Wow, he bets small. 8,300.
Certainly small enough to get a call from a wide range. Owen's already got chips. Nah, but see, you suspect, Andre. You suspect.
Crow calls. Ace in your face.
Check so fast on the flop. I knew he had it. You got it.
Just quad aces?